Hi everybody, it's Joanna Intarism here from fierceloveandwisdom.com and want to follow up with part 2 on how to be alright when big changes are going down, and felt like it was important to really add to the post from yesterday, the video blog, where I started to offer some tips and resources on how to really be in an okay place when big changes are going down, which is a hard thing to do because it kicks up everything for all of us in our minds, our hearts, our bodies, our instincts. And being able to have an okay place that feels all right inside when you're going through such big stuff is such a valuable resource. So we're going to build on yesterday's video blog and add some more today. So one of the things I mentioned yesterday was the first thing was to call in support. And that's a wonderful thing. I hope you've had some time to maybe practice that. And I wanted to role model that. For example, one of the ways that I do is I get really, really specific. So I get in my quiet place and I call on the divine or the sacred or the great mother or the great father, whatever it is that's really needing the most attention. And I just very simply but specifically ask for the help that I need. For example, in the last week, I've really called and asked for help with not knowing and asking for help with my nervous system just becoming more and more relaxed. I'm very specific with the ask, and I really feel and experience that the more specific you can be with your ask, the more the support can come in very specifically to the places that really, really need it. So, step one for today's post is to ask really specifically in your call and your invitation for support. And when you're doing that, to just really cultivate an experience of openness and receptivity and allowing, so that whatever is intended for you in terms of support can actually really have an open channel to come in. That's the first thing for today. Second thing is to really assess what your needs are. What do I need? Do I need to be sleeping differently? Do I need a certain kind of emotional support from my friends? Do I need a different spiritual practice? Um, what is it specifically that I need? And then really shoring up my inner resources to be able to give myself exactly what it is that I do need. And there may be gaps or things that you're missing. Maybe there are additional resources that you need to fulfill your needs that you don't exactly have in that moment. I have certainly reached out for quite a bit of support in the last couple weeks with all the intense energies I was describing. The third thing is to really pay attention to your dreams and to allow yourself the rest that you'll need when you're going through big transitions or big changes. I actually find it really helpful to let sleep and rest and the time before I go to sleep and wake up as I'm horizontal to just be a really quiet space. That is as much as it can be quiet with two small children hanging out in the house. But um, these dream images are really precious pictures from the subconscious and unconscious to give us information and clues and symbols. And sometimes, I don't know about you, but when I'm going through really big changes, I can sometimes feel kind of lost and disoriented from my normal way of everyday living. And dreams are really wonderful little maps and treasures to kind of guide me. And I've certainly felt supported recently by my dreams. And so, if you're a person who would like to have more support from your dreams, you can certainly put a little dream journal beside your bed, and your unconscious, I've noticed with clients, will pretty much be like, oh, there's somewhere for me to go. Your dreams will be like, well, there's somewhere for me to go. I'm going to be held. I'm going to be received. I'm going to be carried over from unconscious to conscious realms. And we'll start having more dreams. They will start coming out more, and you'll actually have more information, which is a wonderful tool. Not everything has to be processed through the conscious mind. So having a place to put your dreams is wonderful, and having sleep as a way to access your subconscious mind is also a wonderful resource. And the last thing I want to offer for today is to ask this question, which may feel really hard. It's an inquiry question, but it also produces tremendous fruit. And the question is, whatever situation you're going through, whatever big changes seem to be knocking on your door, what's perfect about this? What's perfect about this? And some of you might be going like, oh, that's not perfect. It really sucks. And maybe on the surface of it, it really does. But I think if you let yourself sit with that question open-endedly and ask yourself, what's perfect about this repeatedly without there being any attachment to a right or to a wrong answer, it'll be really interesting for you to see what actually comes up for you. Sometimes, for example, what's perfect about this might be the lessons that you're learning, or that it gets you in touch with this thing that maybe you don't want to be in touch with, but actually you really need to be in touch with. Maybe what's perfect about this is that it has you feeling something, or reclaiming a part of yourself, or getting in touch with a piece of your personal power. So all of that's really, really valuable. And I love the process of either doing this with another person or actually setting it up as a writing exercise where I ask the question, and again, I just let it be open-ended. Another way that I do it is I may record the questions on an app such as Omvana, Omvana, if you're interested, where you can actually record the question with background music and then have it play as your own personal resource to help you keep accessing. So I want to invite you to be playful and also to let yourself ask that question, because if you can get connected to what actually is really perfect about the situation for you from your deeper self, which inquiry does have the power to access, then there's more of an opportunity to cultivate that sense of all rightness and deep okayness with whatever it is you're going through. So I hope these little tips have been helpful. I'm curious to see how you're working with them, and feel free to share them with me in the comments below. And just know that I'm thinking of you and sending you all my love and good wishes. And thanks so much for all of you that have written questions and reached out. I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to connecting with all of you again soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.